Welcome to Vancouver Carpenter. Before I introduce my dad, I want to introduce some of the beautiful work that he's capable of doing. So this is on his own place, but he's been doing work like this for people forever. And I just like to give credit where credit is due. Welcome to Vancouver Carpenter. Today I'm working with my dad on this playhouse here, and he's going to teach us a little bit about splitting cedar shakes. Now I've been watching my dad do this my whole life. He's a landscape architect. I used to go to beaches with him, watch him split wood, use chainsaws, whole 9 yards. So anyways, it brings back a little bit of memories. Let's see what he's got going on.
We'll start splitting this guy.
Hi, Dad.
Hey. So we use the froe.
What the heck's a froe?
Well, it's kind of when your hair is pretty big, but it's also one of these. So, yeah. And it's a blade about 16 inches long and made out of steel, and it has a handle on it. And you put it in with this. This is one of your more basic tools that you're likely to find.
The ogre stick.
Yeah, this is the ogre club. Like, this is basic, and it's actually a beautiful piece of wood. It's yew wood, so it's been found from a piece of fallen yew, and it's very hard. You can bash this piece of steel with it forever and ever and ever, and it slowly wears it down.
Yeah, only
But
if you have
it's very
hands like
good.
you, though.
Well, it helps.
Look at your hands.
Yeah, it helps.
Look at
Yeah.
those compared to my dainty little piano hands.
No, it's just the same, you know, like they're just a bit older, that's all. So what's happening with this is we're going to take however thick we want this, about just under an inch, like about 7/8 of an inch, and we lay that on there and then set the froe with a one good knock like that, and now it's set in there. Now we use this part here to lever it off. Now what sometimes happens is with the first one, it'll go a little bit thinner like that. And so that one may or may not be useful. This will be a nice one. The first one got a bit thin on one end, but this should come out perfectly straight with no taper. So we set the froe in, and then it makes a lovely sound. How about that? So this is a beautiful straight piece of wood, red cedar, taken from a piece of wood off the beach. And if I was to flip this block around and split from the other end like this, then we would get a tapered shake.
Like
but
the
I
first
don't really want it tapered. Be more like a shingle or something like that. We want them just to be nice straight shakes. These are usually called barn shakes, and we don't really want the taper. This is a 3-foot 3-inch long chunk of wood, and it's not easy to find a piece that splits nice and straight like this, but they're out there. You just have to find these little chunks that have nice straight grain. This is cut off a slightly longer flake that probably fell off of a barge somewhere, or might have come out of a bigger tree at one point, but it's just lying around on the beach. So here we go for shake number 2.
Beautiful.
Beauty. That's a really nice piece of wood. That splits nicely. They're not all going to be that easy. And the other thing is that there's a knot in this piece of wood, so that's going to start to affect us. But we can probably get one more off of here. Whoop. It's tricky because it wants to move a little bit. You have to just set it. A little tap to set it, and then once it's set,
oh, it's still good.
still good. A little bit of a wow in it from the knot, but not bad. So we might try one more. Another thing we could do is we could try to knock a bit of that knot off, which might work. So if I take off a couple inches here, we might lose some of that knot. Getting some nice dry kindling here. So just have to get it just so, balance it, and give it a little tap. Now it's set. So there's 4 beautiful pieces. I think we can get one more out of this.
Nice.
This is coming nicely. If there's a little bit of a knot hole, it doesn't really matter too much because we're not planning to live in this thing or put a grand piano in here. It's just a thing to play in, so a little split or a knot won't be too big of a problem.
This is the piece that keeps on giving.
Yeah, it is, and we can get a little piece out of this. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And then we have some other pieces down here that we'll let Ben have a little crack at one of these ones sooner or later. Wait till they're the really bad ones and then let him have a go at that. That's
Did
called fatherly love, I believe.
You cherry picked the best one?
Yeah, of course I did.
Okay.
Look at that beautiful piece, eh?
Yeah, that's nice.
That's like, whoa, like a, even sounds nice.
You could make good shingles out of that one.
Could make shingles.
So if you turned it around every time, you'd get that
the
split.
taper.
Yeah.
If you flip the block every time, you'll get a taper.
Cool.
But we don't really want the taper. So anyway, how these guys are going to work is they are going to go on this frame here. Now this is just a framework to hold up the roof until everything gets framed up. This is permanent up here. These posts are permanent, but this part here is just holding us up while we build it. So we're going to lay that on like that. Let it hang over the front a little bit. We might put a board on here, like a little fascia, or we might not. But it'd be nice to give it lots of overhang so we have that option anyway. So at least a couple of inches. And then we've got about 4 inches of overhang out here. It's a very simple roof. It doesn't take a lot of framing. And so that goes like that. And then we'll have more pieces going on, more pieces going on. And then we'll have a thinner piece. We'll actually put on pieces over the gap. So there's going to be cracks on here, and then there will be pieces going over the gap. And then to finish it all off, we'll run a little ridge board down each side. So then they'll have their little roof. If it's raining, they can play inside. So there's
Lovely.
kelp showing up on here. Lots of goodies already.
Okay, what is that you're holding? What do you call it?
We call it a bolt.
Yeah.
It's a shake bolt.
Okay.
So, but these are big long shakes. Now this is too long right now, so we're going to cut it down to 3 feet 3 inches somewhere in here. We'll cut off this end because it has a split in it. Make this guy, give him a 3 foot 3 inch mark. There it is. And then we get a little assistance to hold that end down, maybe just a foot.
Yep.
Perfect. Let's see if we can get this baby to start. Okay, and it's time for Ben to work his magic with the fro. Woo! Oh, there we go. Okay, now Ben is armed and dangerous. He has the club.
Am I going to want to start right here?
Yeah, and you got to tap it in a little bit for just about a 3/4 inch.
Yeah. Okay.
3/4 to 7/8 shake. A little thicker is better. You could even go 1 inch almost.
1 inch?
For the first one, because we might get lucky and it might have not too much taper in it. There you go. Yeah. Nobody said it was going to be easy.
Nope.
No.
Okay. It
There
is
you
hard
go.
to hold.
Yeah, well, it is a little bit. You got to get used to it.
Yeah.
It's not like a little hammer handle or something. They don't make those. Okay.
Set.
Yep. Yeah, that's good. You got it set. Okay, now some Cro-Magnon hits there. Very good.
And do I want to start?
Another one or two.
Yeah.
Sink it right in. That's good. Okay, now you're ready for the twisting action. Woo. Yeah, sometimes you got to fight it a bit.
Yeah.
You just keep knocking it down.
This is, I think the last time I tried this, I don't know how old I was or when it was.
Yeah.
I know I've tried it once.
It's, well, of course you've got a bit of a hard piece there. I wouldn't say really hard, but harder than the one I had, but then that's the benefit of experience.
That worked!
And seniority. Well done, look at that, a beautiful shake.
I think this is the first one I've done in my memory. Alright, let's try again.
That's a keeper,
yeah.
So that one we're good with.
Let's try again.
Now we're going to try this again.
Try and make it look a little less clumsy.
We're just going to have a look at the horizon here. Ooh, okay,
Beautiful
keep her going.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so 7/8 of an inch you said.
Yeah.
Right.
Ooh.
Set.
22 millimeters.
Lost it.
23.
Lost it.
Yeah, I know, it's easy to lose, and once you set it, it sometimes wants to stay in that spot. What would you rather be doing on February 15th, eh? Don't answer that question. Something to do with skateboarding, I'm pretty sure.
Actually, I love learning new things.
That's good.
This is pretty cool.
Well, you think about it. Now you get
I'm impressed.
And you put that on that little playhouse, and we get a few other little decorations in here. It's going to be pretty nice.
I think I went 1 1/8 inches.
That's okay. Thicker is better than thinner.
That's right. Huh. I don't know how your arms and hands have done this for, like, I mean, I'm 38, and I don't know when you started doing this.
Well, when I was in my teens, I guess, but I don't do it every day, so
that
makes a difference.
No, of course, but still.
Yeah, I just get used to it.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some technique to reduce the impact.
Well, it would be easier if the handle was a little thinner, but that just takes work. So, well, probably you could lower it an extra step, and then you're standing almost lower than it. Like if you're higher, it makes it easier. But I know you want to have it facing us so that we can see it. So that's, if I moved around to the bottom, that might be good.
I had better leverage right here.
So there we go. That's it. It's a bit of a wrestling match, eh?
Yeah, but you can feel that first split.
Yeah.
Satisfying.
It is. Yeah, this one has a bit more stringiness. It's not quite, it doesn't pop off quite so easily. You have to work for it.
Do I dare put my fingers in here?
Yeah. Although it's risky. You can take a little chunk of wood or something and jam it in there, and then you can slide the fro down farther.
Oh, yeah, that's smart.
Another way you can do it, too.
Yep. How many of these do you think you've gone through in your career?
Well, like probably 10, but I've done more than one whole roof on a large cabin with one club. It had a knot in it. It was a piece of yew, and it had a knot in it, and it was just so hard that you could keep slamming it into that steel for thousands of times, and it just wouldn't die.
Huh.
Yeah, so you get attached to those things. In a Neanderthal sort of way.
My new ogre club
Yeah.
just isn't the same as the last one.
Well, it puts a whole new spin on on gearhead or tool. What would you call it? A tool junkie or tool?
Yeah. Well, it's tool, but.
Oh, that's bad. I think a tool.
I'm gonna have to bleep that one.
Yeah, I guess so. Eh?
Yeah. Okay.
Nice.
There we go.
Okay.
Tell us about the Heartwood and Sapwood real quick.
Well, this right here is the sapwood, so this is the outside of the tree. So this part here rots quite quickly, and in making shingles, when they get the cedar bolts, they would always cut the sapwood off, or a shake maker would cut the sapwood off because it might rot in 5 or 10 years, whereas the rest of the shake is good for 30 years. So you don't want to have this on a roof. But with this little playhouse, we're just going to let the sapwood be on there because I'm sure it will be good for at least 10 years and probably longer. It gets lots of air circulation up there.
Cool.
So we're just not going to worry about it. So this piece here, though, has the big knot on it again. So I think I will just give it a little. There we go.
That was
and
easy.
Another nice piece. This shake here, if you look at it from this end, you can see that it's flat and then it dips down. And if you look along its whole length, it has propeller, so it's actually got a big twist in it. So it starts off level there, and by the time it's down here, it's twisted quite a lot.
Like an airplane propeller.
Pretty much. So that's going to be hard to sit flat on the roof because it's going to be here and it will be way up in the air down here. So we got to split that side off. We have to lose a little bit more. So we're always losing little bits here and there, and that's just the way it goes. This little piece too twisty, we can't use that. This piece now will probably work. They do have a little bit of bend in them because they're cedar, and with the nails we can bang them down and it might actually come out relatively flat. Good enough for something like this anyway. Alright. And we got that out about that far. We got that out about that far. That's pretty good. Got the nice twist nails here. Hold them on real good.
Spirals.
Galvanized Ardox spirals.
Don't worry, I always miss my hits as soon as the camera turns
Oh,
on.
exactly. Windy out here, eh? Really windy. Oh, that wind, I tell you. It's bad. Hey, we've got the beginning of a roof. Something like that. I have to be a plant nerd for a second. This is a Tasmanian tree fern right here, and it will develop a great big trunk and become very tall, hopefully, and it's an evergreen fern from Tasmania. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. All right, so we just keep nailing these on.
And we're going to stop filming because my kids want to start nailing.
And it's starting to get wet too, so
Yeah, that
it's
too.
been fun.
Alright, well here's the roof behind me. So we finished that yesterday and it was pretty nice out. Today it's freezing though. So windy and only a few degrees above zero.
Hey,
Hi.
what do you think? Character.
That's man strength.
Woo! Old school. Now, we've got to decide where to cut that other thing.
Well, thanks for watching, you guys. I hope you got something useful out of this video, you know, how to split cedar with the fro. I learned a lot this time. I'm surprised. I can't believe I've never learned that, Dad.
Well, bashing pieces of metal into bits of wood is kind of fun, as it turns out. And a nice little playhouse to show for the whole thing.
Yeah,
too.
pretty happy about that. The kids are gonna love it. They already do, as you could see. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hopefully I come back to the island and check out some of my dad's projects one of these days. See you guys.